Hi, my name is Rebecca Clark. The date today is 8/8/2020. Today I'm going to be talking about the integumentary system. I have a flashcard here just with the topics that I'm going to cover today. I'm going to cover the components of the integumentary system. I'm also going to talk about the different layers, the epidermis, the dermis, and the hypodermis. I'm going to break down those layers into their individual smaller layers. And then in the end, I'm going to talk about a clinical application. So the skin is made up of two primary components, the cutaneous membrane, which is what you know of as the skin, and the accessory systems, things like nails, exocrine glands, hair follicles, those sort of things. The skin is made up of quite a few different layers. The outermost layer, the epidermis, its role is primarily protection. It's protecting the body, it's protecting the underlying dermal layer from sun exposure, from chemicals, trauma. It's preventing water loss. Its role is to act as the armor of the body. Beneath that is the dermal layer. This is the vascular area of the integumentary system. It has the blood vessels, it has the nerves, it has the sensory receptors. Its role is to nourish that outer protective layer and to allow input from the outside in while being protected. As you go down through the dermal layer, you reach the hypodermis. And the hypodermis is where you're going to find a lot of the adipocytes, the fat cells in the body. It's connecting the skin to the underlying tissues, connecting it to the muscles. It's quite elastic. As you know, if you kind of pull on your skin, it's not a rigid covering. It's quite elastic, and you have your hypodermis to thank for that. So the epidermis, I'm going to talk about the different layers of it, and I'm going to start from the outside of the body going in because it's made up of 5 different layers, and they are, from the outside in, they're the stratum corneum with the stratum lucidum beneath that. Then you're moving to the stratum granulosum and the stratum spinosum. And then finally, you have the stratum basale. Beneath that, you have the basal lamina. Then you're down into the dermis. The dermis is made up of 2 layers. It's made up of the papillary layer and the reticular layer. So there's quite a few different layers to try and memorize and understand, and they all kind of have a different purpose, and for the purposes of keeping this video short, we won't get into that today. But just keep in mind that all of your 5 components that start with stratum, those are up in the epidermis, and that papillary and reticular layer are down in the dermis. So next I'm going to talk about a clinical application. So I'm applying to PA school. PAs work in a variety of different settings, but in primary care, you're going to see a lot of people coming in with things like skin cancers, like squamous cell carcinomas or basal cell carcinomas. And this is really important to understand the layers of the skin, because this is where those malignancies start and where they start to spread and cause problems. So I hope that this video was informative. Thank you.